Hey guys, I hope when you guys think about farmers market or flea markets, you think just a bunch of random stuff, right? Spending money for your kids with your family, eating food, food truck and stuff like that. But what if I tell you that you could get really high quality produce, vegetables, and fruits for a very accessible price, right? Really surprising, right? Well, farmers market like give you an access to healthier fruits and organic stuff, produce and whatever you can find at Rayleigh's for like a little higher price. You can actually get it at farmers markets or like a flea markets, and you also support your local farmers. And you're buying local, you're helping economy, and your small town or big city or whatever it is that you're doing, and it helps, uh, creating jobs for like your neighbors, your family members, your community, and versus buying a like a big chain grocery store like Winco or like Costco or like Walmart, where you go and buy, and what you doing pretty much is just like feeding the pockets of the richest people in the world, the CEO of Walmart, the owners of Costco, and if you think about it, it's just better to buy local. It's better to support your farmers, and I mean, for a personal example, I live in a small town. And I grew up here in Lodi, and I know a lot of farmers here. And there's like plenty of vegetables and fruits, and super nice, super delicious. I'm a chef. I cook for a living, and I see all this produce coming out of this small town and the surroundings. Even Bakersfield, even all the way to Fresno, and we're the basket of the U.S. We're like one of the biggest producers of fruits, vegetables, dairy, and meat, and the whole United States and the whole world, really. So if you start supporting your community by buying a farmers market rather than a big chain store, you're gonna get really good quality organic food and at affordable price. Sometimes it's like you get to meet the people, you get good stuff, they hook you up with a lot of stuff that you can really find in other places like Walmart or like big stores like that. And also, it's like if you think about it, when you go to like a big chain grocery store, you don't know where that fruit and where that vegetable is coming from. You don't know what kind of chemicals they're using for pesticides, and what kind of water is it coming from. South America, is it coming from Mexico? And I'm not saying I'm trying to support everyone here, but I think the best way to start is to buy local, start on your own community, and go from there. Make this bigger, and the movement, which is farm to fork, which is like pushing for people to buy 5 to 10 miles, from where they live, rather than, going to a store where you're outsourcing for like Australia, or from like Brazil, or from like Peru, or from like Mexico. Just consume produce from here, and it's way better for your body. Local, what they're using, no Roundup like from Monsanto, and it's like no chemicals, more organic, cleaner. Also, if you still going to the store like big chain grocery stores, it's like you're supporting like companies that sometimes they don't even pay minimum wage to their employees, and they just exploit them, and they make really low wages, and just because they need the job. When here it's like you're buying and paying the right price for the right product, and supporting families here, and that what you're doing is right, and you're gonna go home and think about it and be like, I feel right. And then once you try the product that they have, they're super high quality, you're gonna realize that it's worth it. It's worth it. I've been to farmers market all around here in Lodi and Stockton, and different places, and honestly, the quality of the products and the fruits and the vegetables is just like amazing. It's just really nice, and a lot of people don't know that, and they just go to the store randomly and buy like frozen fruits or frozen vegetables, or so like we're trying to make a change here, lifestyle, make it more farm to fork. I mean, if you go to European countries like Italy, restaurants there and people there, they literally outsource their food from like the guy in front of their house. The farmer like lives around the block. All the food that they get is from around the corner, from like within a mile or two. And I think that's a really nice idea, and nice movement that we're trying to do here, in Sacramento. And I completely support that movement, farm to fork. And so I know that stores like Winco, Walmart, big chain stores, like they're convenient. They offer online ordering and pickup, and sometimes even delivery. But like, you have to think about it. It's like, open your mind, go to a farmer's market, go to a flea market, and walk around. It'll help you. You walk a little, you'll meet people, you'll try different stuff, and you'll see how nice is all this thing, and the meeting your farmers and have them explain how they raise their foods and their animals, and the chicken, the pigs, the cattle, and how they like grow their produce and their fruits is really amazing, and it changes your mind in so many ways, and it's always good to support. Now you can also find deals, in farmers markets. Like, you really don't. A lot of people don't think about, like, oh, it's a farmers market. It's like, it's not. It's just like the price, whatever it is. But honestly, it's like, you can always like talk to the farmers, and like they're willing to sell you stuff, and they want to sell their stuff, and they want to make sure that that you get to try their produce, because it's really good. So it's like, it's something to think about for for you guys. It's like, try it once. Go to flea market, go to a farmers market. There's one in Lodi. There's flea market on Gold Tuesday, Wednesday. There's really good options for produce and fruits and vegetables and whatnot. There's like, we all have different backgrounds, cultural backgrounds, so I understand it's like all these flea markets, they have such a variety of stuff for like different cultures, Asian, South American, Middle Eastern, European. It's like, you'll be amazed at all the stuff that you could find on one of these markets. So check it out, like, give it a try, and thank you for listening.